in Sacramento, inside a home that's under construction. Andrew will give you a little look at what's going on here. And I know a lot of you might be sitting there with your notepads thinking you're going to be getting some great advice for how to maybe do some decorative finish at your home, but you're going to discover very quickly that I'm talking to an artist this morning who might be able to do some techniques you never will, but we can marvel at what he does. This is Aurel Onat. How are you, Aurel?
I'm very fine, thank you very much.
Very nice to meet you. Originally from Romania?
I'm originally from Romania, part of Transylvania.
Okay, and you have a very unique gift that is not common in this country. We should say first that you trained as an iconographer, which is to say the beautiful artwork that we see in churches.
Yes, I was training like 10 years in churches and monastery in Romania. I was working with a very old teacher who explained me everything about the walls, fresco, egg tempera, and plaster, everything.
Yeah, and in fact, some work of yours that we will see here in the Sacramento area, while you are not the primary contractor, you were one of the artisans that did the restoration of the beautiful Church of the Blessed Sacrament in downtown Sacramento.
Yes, I was part of the crew. The company was from New York, Evergreen Painting Studio. They chose me to repair the cracks on the wall and apply gold leaf and match the color for them in the Cathedral and Blessing of Sacramento.
Well, we would love to look at some of that work, but today we're looking at this beautiful home you're working on here. So let's just talk about some of the surfaces in this room alone. Later on, we'll talk about some others. First, the ceiling, Aurel, which is beautiful. Obviously, there are wood beams, but then you have put a colored texture on the ceiling. What's that?
Yes, first thing was, because you need to prepare the wall, we apply primer. After that, we apply Venetian plaster. We mix with color. Depends the color that the owner choose.
Well, sure. And by the way, I'll interrupt. We have heard about Venetian plaster, and it's kind of the rage when you're looking at decorator magazines. Venetian plaster is different from normal wall plaster in what way?
Yes, you need to make the difference. The Venetian plaster, it could be acrylic Venetian plaster, and you need to make a difference in lime-based plaster, which is coming from Venice, Italy, which is combined with marble dust and lime.
Yeah, and we'll be looking at lime plaster a little bit later, but
yes,
here it's the Venetian.
This is acrylic Venetian plaster,
okay,
called caustico Venetian plaster.
And it's smoother than the standard.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
It's very smooth, and you can apply wax over the top to protect the Venetian plaster. You can play with a lot of color, waxes, pigment. And you can apply stencil, decoration, even gold leaf like a 23 karat.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Joe, this does, I'm sure, not look like the ceiling in your house or mine, but look at the gold leaf work. And yeah, I'm sure Andrew can pull some of that out. That's just extraordinary. And that's done with a stencil?
No, I make my own stencil, and I apply in the wall, and after that I apply very special glue, 12 hours before to apply gold leaf. And after gold leaf, we need to protect the gold leaf with a very special sealer.
So that's an actual very thin layer of real gold?
Yes, it's very thin layer of real gold is 23 karat and a half.
Wow. So again, we're in a beautiful home, and we obviously have an artist at work. We're going to talk about lime plaster, which we just saw out in the entryway, and I'll try to find some techniques that Aurel thinks maybe we could attempt ourselves, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Paul, there's nothing there whatsoever that I could do, Paul. Not any of it. Thank you so much, Paul. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Not even the stencil work.
Yeah, not even the stencil. No, not the